In the annals of NBA playoff lore, few moments have left onlookers as stunned, or as furious, if you rooted for New York, as Reggie Miller's astonishing 8 points in 9 seconds against the Knicks in 1995. That frantic blur of baskets, steals, and improbable calm under pressure has become the stuff of legend, encapsulating not only Miller's flair for high-stakes drama but also the fierce rivalry that existed between the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks throughout much of the 1990s. To this day, fans from both cities vividly recall the heartbreak or euphoria sparked by those 9 seconds that flipped a seemingly assured Knicks victory into a Pacers heist. To understand why this sequence resonates so deeply, it helps to recall the context. The Knicks, anchored by Patrick Ewing, John Starks, and a signature brand of rugged defense, had been a perennial Eastern Conference contender under head coach Pat Riley and later under Jeff Van Gundy. Meanwhile, the Pacers, centered around sharpshooter Reggie Miller, Rick Smits, and a scrappy supporting cast, made consistent playoff appearances, always seeking that extra edge to break into the NBA Finals. Their showdowns became must-watch television, physical, contentious battles that bristled with bad blood. Madison Square Garden, with its deafening roar, took special delight in heckling Miller, who, for his part, thrived off the hostility. His confidence and penchant for taunting made him a prime villain in New York's eyes. By 1995, the rivalry had grown even more heated. The Knicks had repeatedly foiled Indiana's playoff ambition, yet the Pacers edged closer to dethroning them. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals took place at Madison Square Garden, where the Knicks had historically held sway. As the clock wound down in the fourth quarter, the Knicks led by 6 points, 105-99, with just 18.7 seconds left, a cushion that felt safely out of reach in an era before advanced analytics praised the three-ball. Many fans began celebrating early, confident the Knicks would take a 1-0 series lead. Reggie Miller, though, had other ideas. After a timeout, the Pacers inbound the ball, and Miller sprung free. With a swift stroke, he drained a three-pointer from the right wing. Now the lead was at 3 points. Before the crowd could fully digest that, Miller pressured the inbound passer, Anthony Mason, and intercepted the Knicks' rushed inbound pass after a quick slip by Greg Anthony. In one motion, Miller stepped behind the arc again and fired off another three. Swish! A mere 3 seconds had elapsed, and the game was suddenly tied at 105-105. The Madison Square Garden faithful fell deathly silent as their once comfortable advantage vanished in 2 lightning strikes. Astonishingly, the Knicks still had a chance to regain control. But the ensuing possession saw John Starks get fouled, only to miss both free throws, a rare meltdown for a player known for grit, if not always consistent shooting. As the ball bounced loose, Miller grabbed the rebound, got fouled himself, and strode to the line. Despite the ear-splitting tension, he sank both free throws. Just like that, the Pacers led 107-105. With 7.5 seconds left, the Knicks raced the other way, but Ewing's desperation shot rimmed out. In what felt like a blink, an unassailable Knicks lead had morphed into a crushing defeat, thanks to Miller's 8-point frenzy within 9 seconds. Pacers 107, Knicks 105. Immediate fallout was as dramatic as the play itself. Sports talk radio in New York erupted with outrage over how the Knicks lost a game they'd all but locked up. Choke became a common refrain, though the credit obviously belonged to Miller's fearless shooting and opportunistic steal. He would later jokingly taunt Spike Lee, his longtime courtside antagonist, further fueling the enmity between Indiana's star sniper and New York's equally passionate fanbase. This performance ignited another chapter in Miller's reputation as perhaps the NBA's ultimate clutch shooter, a reputation cemented by previous heroics like his 25-point fourth quarter in 1994 against, again, the Knicks. In a bigger sense, the 8 points in 9 seconds moment underscores how swiftly fortunes can turn in an NBA game. It reminded fans that no lead is truly safe until the final buzzer sounds, particularly in the playoffs, where one player's hot hand can undo an entire night's worth of effort. For the Pacers, it validated their belief that they could overcome the Knicks' psychological hold over them. Indeed, they went on to win the series in 7 games. For New York, it became a symbol of heartbreak, an unforgettable meltdown at the height of the postseason. Everyone who witnessed it, whether in the stands, on TV, or later on replay, recognized they had just seen one of the single greatest bursts of scoring efficiency and nerve in postseason lore. In time, Reggie Miller's 8 points in 9 seconds joined the pantheon of iconic playoff sequences, replayed endlessly in highlight reels whenever talk turns to improbable comeback. Younger fans who watch it today can scarcely believe their eyes. A 6-point gap wiped out in the blink of an eye, culminating in free throws that left the home crowd in shock. Yet for all its shock value, it was also the quintessential example of Miller's persona, fearless, relentless, fueled by the biggest stage and the loudest hostility. No matter how many times Knicks fans bury the memory, it resurfaces, a reminder that when it comes to NBA showdown, not even the surest leads are safe from a scorching shooter with ice in his veins. Ultimately, 1995's 8 points in 9 seconds encapsulates the raw, unpredictable spirit of the NBA playoffs. One instant, the Knicks were the victors-elect. The next, Reggie Miller had stolen both the game and the city's collective breath. Such moments define why fans keep watching, keep believing in the unimaginable comebacks that define the league's drama. Decades later, the footage remains mesmerizing, evidence of how a few ticks of the clock can alter a series, cement a legend, and break a city's heart all at once. And for those who lived it, whether cheering or agonizing, the memory of that miraculous spurt remains as vivid as ever.